Now, as we move deeper into this pattern shift, this is where the real contrast begins to matter for daily life across the United States. The atmosphere is setting up a classic split, and when that happens, impacts don't stay subtle for long. Travel, power demand, heating costs, and even basic routines are about to feel very different depending on where you live. Across the Great Plains and much of the West, maximum temperatures over the next several days will trend well above average, with many locations climbing into the mid-60s to low 70s, and a few spots briefly pushing even higher. Overnight minimum temperatures in these regions will also stay mild, often remaining above freezing, which is highly unusual for this point in winter. Rain chances remain very low here, generally less than 20%, and snow chances are near zero as the ridge dominates. Meanwhile, the story could not be more different across the Midwest, Ohio Valley, and Northeast. Maximum temperatures will struggle to recover during the daytime, especially after the second Arctic blast arrives. Some locations may fail to rise above the teens or low 20s, while minimum temperatures plunge well below zero in the coldest pockets. This kind of cold is not just uncomfortable, it becomes dangerous very quickly. This is where impacts outweigh the numbers. When temperatures fall this sharply, even light snow becomes a problem. Roads ice over faster, salt becomes less effective, and mechanical failures increase. Vehicles that start fine one day may not start the next. Pipes become vulnerable, and power usage spikes sharply as heating systems run nonstop. Looking at precipitation probabilities, snow chances increase steadily from Friday into the weekend across the Great Lakes, Ohio Valley, and Northeast, with most areas carrying a 40 to 60% chance of snow, and locally higher probabilities near the lakes and higher terrain. Rain chances remain very low, generally under 10%, because temperatures will be far too cold to support liquid precipitation. Severe alerts are likely to expand. Winter weather advisories will be common, and winter storm warnings may be issued in localized areas, especially where snow squalls develop. Wind advisories are also possible, as gusty northwest winds behind the Arctic front combine with falling snow to reduce visibility quickly. Even without heavy accumulation, blowing snow can create near whiteout conditions in short bursts. From a model perspective, Euro, GFS, and Canadian guidance are in strong agreement on the overall pattern, which increases confidence in the cold and the timing of the Arctic air. Where uncertainty remains is exact placement of snow bands. Some models focus heavier snow near the Great Lakes and interior Northeast, while others spread lighter amounts farther south toward the Mid-Atlantic. This is a classic case where small shifts matter. The time window to watch most closely is from Friday night through Sunday, when the second Arctic blast fully settles in. During this period, temperatures drop fastest, winds increase, and snow potential peaks. By early next week, cold air lingers, but snowfall becomes more scattered and lighter. Region by region, the impacts look like this. In the upper Midwest and Great Lakes, expect persistent cold, periodic light snow, and brief snow squalls. Maximum temperatures remain suppressed, minimum temperatures plunge, and travel disruptions are likely, especially during sudden bursts of snow combined with wind. Across the Ohio Valley, snowfall will generally be lighter, but timing matters. Snow falling during the coldest part of the day or night will stick instantly, increasing accident risk. Even a few centimeters of snow under these conditions can shut down untreated roads. In the Northeast, this pattern reinforces winter rather than ending it. Cold air locks in, and while snowfall totals may not be historic, the persistent nature of cold and wind creates cumulative stress on infrastructure. Coastal areas may see less snow but stronger winds, while interior locations hold on to snow cover longer. Further south into the southeast, snow chances remain very low, generally under 10%, but cold air intrusions still matter. Minimum temperatures drop sharply, raising the risk of frost damage, especially in northern sections. Preparation matters even without snow. Ice storm risk remains low in this setup, but it cannot be ruled out entirely if any system tracks slightly farther south. Ice is always higher risk than snow because it damages trees, power lines, and leads to long-lasting outages. Right now, confidence remains low for significant icing, but this is something Jet Weather X will continue to monitor closely. A brief note on the science behind this pattern. Arctic air is being driven south by a deep trough, while strong ridging to the west blocks it from retreating quickly. This creates a sustained cold pool. When small disturbances ride along the boundary between warm and cold air, snow develops. This is a classic winter setup, even without a major storm system. Uncertainty still exists, especially regarding how quickly cold air retreats next week, and whether additional shortwaves can generate more snow. Forecast confidence decreases beyond 5 to 6 days, so updates will matter. This is where preparation becomes critical. If you are in the cold and snow-prone regions,
Charge devices now, check vehicle batteries, and ensure heating systems are working properly. Avoid unnecessary travel during snow squalls, as conditions can deteriorate in minutes. Keep extra food, water, and warm clothing accessible. Even short power outages become serious in extreme cold. For those in warmer regions, enjoy the break, but don't assume winter is finished. Rapid warm-ups in February often precede another sharp cold return later in the month. This is why staying informed matters. Forecast will adjust as new data comes in, and timing changes can affect millions of people. This is not a one-and-done event. More systems remain possible beyond this window. If you want updates that prioritize impact over hype, make sure you're connected with Jet WeatherX. Weather patterns are changing quickly, and staying ahead of them can make all the difference. Now, here's where this pattern really starts testing daily life across the eastern half of the country. When Arctic air settles in this deeply, even small weather systems behave differently. Snowflakes that would normally melt on contact now stick instantly, and temperatures alone become the primary hazard. This is the kind of cold that changes how fast problems develop. Across the Great Lakes and upper Midwest, maximum temperatures over the next few days will remain well below freezing, often struggling to climb out of the teens. Minimum temperatures overnight will frequently drop into the single digits or below zero, especially once the second Arctic surge locks in. Snow chances remain moderate, generally 30 to 50%, but the bigger issue is how powdery and wind-driven that snow becomes. Even light snowfall can lead to blowing snow and reduced visibility, especially on open highways. Moving into the Ohio Valley, the cold arrives in waves. Daytime highs briefly recover before dropping sharply again, while nighttime lows plunge. Snow probabilities hover around 20 to 40%, but impacts increase during early mornings and evenings. Roads refreeze quickly and bridges ice first. This is a classic travel risk setup, even without a major storm headline. The Northeast remains the most locked-in winter zone. Maximum temperatures will stay suppressed, minimum temperatures drop sharply, and wind chills fall into dangerous territory. Snow chances vary by location, but generally range from 30 to 60%, highest inland and near higher terrain. Coastal areas may see less snow, but stronger winds increase power outage risk if snow sticks to lines. In contrast, the plains and much of the West stay on the warm side of this divide. Maximum temperatures trend well above average, and minimum temperatures remain relatively mild. Rain chances remain low, typically under 20%, and snow chances stay near zero as the ridge dominates. Severe alerts will be focused but meaningful. Expect winter weather advisories, localized snow squall warnings, and wind advisories where gusts combine with falling snow to reduce visibility quickly. Blizzard conditions are unlikely to be widespread, but brief near whiteout conditions remain possible during squalls. These are the hardest events to time and the easiest to underestimate. From a modeling standpoint, Euro, GFS, and Canadian guidance continue to agree on the cold pattern, which strengthens confidence. Where differences appear is in timing and placement of minor snow features. Some solutions emphasize Great Lakes enhancement, while others spread light snow farther east toward the mid-Atlantic. This uncertainty does not remove risk. It shifts where that risk shows up. The key time window remains late Friday through Sunday. That is when the second Arctic blast reaches peak intensity, wind chills bottom out, and snow potential peaks. Early next week, cold lingers, but precipitation becomes more scattered and lighter. Let's talk preparation because this setup demands it. If you are in the cold corridor, charge devices, check generators, and protect exposed pipes. Avoid unnecessary travel during early morning and late evening hours. Keep emergency supplies accessible, not buried in garages or vehicles. This is not about panic, it's about readiness. If you are in warmer regions, remain aware that pattern flips in February often reverse quickly. Warmth now does not eliminate winter risk later. More systems remain possible as we move deeper into the month. A brief science note helps explain why this matters. A deep trough funnels Arctic air south, while a strong western ridge prevents it from retreating. When small disturbances ride along that temperature boundary, snow develops, often without dramatic storm signatures. These are the sneaky winter events that cause the most disruption. Uncertainty still exists, especially beyond 5 to 7 days. Track shifts, timing changes, and subtle temperature differences can all alter outcomes. That's why updates matter. This is where staying connected becomes important. Jet WeatherX will continue monitoring every shift, every model run, and every risk window as conditions evolve. Stay prepared, stay informed, and we'll keep tracking what comes next.